The new light grey poplar wood goes really well with stone, and that's why it is really good for building a Gothic church. So that's what we're gonna do. Building a Gothic church with some scary red trees. Hi, I'm Josi and we're in the test versions of the dappled forest that looks absolutely breathtaking. And I found this beautiful island that I definitely want to use for our church building. So what I'm gonna do first and foremost is we'll burn it all down. Freshly mown lawn, isn't that nice? I also, as you can see, smoothed out the terrain a bit. I filled in some holes and stuff because I wasn't really happy with the shape of it. Now I am though. I also made a little bit of terraforming stuff there here with texturing with dripstone block because of matches. Okay, yeah. So anyway, we gotta just get right into the building. The block palette I do want to go for is something like this. Obviously the poplar wood is, well, that's not the right order. A little bit too brownish in comparison to these really gray blocks, but I think that's okay. It is definitely the closest to gray, so we gotta go with it. Basically the plan for this is that we have the little entrance area there, then we have a main building, and then we have two towers at the left. There is basically this one entrance I want to design. So I'm obviously not winging all of this because I wouldn't be able to wing a Gothic building, so I have a reference here of what I want to go for. And over here we have like three little entrances. We have a door here, and a door there. And I want to make a nice little roundish shape above it. Holy guacamole, this looks terrible so far. But luckily we got andesite walls in the game. At least andesite walls. If we don't have clean stone walls, we have at least andesite walls. The cool thing I love about Gothic is that they have so many details you don't know where to look. But it's beautiful. I don't know about this. Maybe we had a little peek. Oh, we can go really pointy with this. And here's where the poplar wood comes to play, because we can smoothen things out so much. So smooth. And I mean, it's also quite a nice effect that it is a little bit of a different color. It does add something to it. I don't know why this looks medieval now, but that's fine. I'm thinking of adding some contrast into this by adding something darker under here. The more detail, the better. This is still giving me medieval for some reason. I'm trying to go for Gothic. It's fine, we just need to add more peaks. The spikia da bata. Now the iron bar is doing that. Oh no. It's fine, it's fine. We still got candles. Oh, you don't see that. You do not see that. Well, either I go with a white candle, which might stand out too much. Yeah. Or I go with the dark gray. I could technically go with this and then like make it darker behind it. I mean, I'm sure you can see the candle if I use tough. Nope, you can't. This is fine. I mean, I could also just not go with tough at all and just go with deep slate instead, because contrast is good. Always remember, kids, contrast is key. So now behind the doorway, I do also want to close it off actually. Now, I don't really know though how to make the door, because in the reference I'm looking at, I think they replaced them with modern doors, which looks awful. But I mean, we have the poplar doors and they're gray, so we could try. It's just more rounded off. But I think it is not peaky enough. I don't know, guys. Everything has to be peaky. But I think that looks kind of cool, not gonna lie. Let's do the other sides. Let's go with this side here. I'm actually just thinking of doing this instead of that because of more contrast. So now I gotta design this little arch here. How am I gonna do that? Yeah, but no. I think I'll move it down so it's like on a different height than this one. Yeah, that's cute. So now I'm wondering, do I want to put another door there or not? I think I do though. Now the question is how I make that look more interesting. Is that good? Sure is. I guess now it is time to step up one level and work on a window, because the windows are definitely the most interesting part about this whole building style, if you were asking me, which you are surely asking me, right? And for these, I think we should definitely try some poplar wood. We're trying some poplar wood, because it is so light and nice. It has shells and mice. Well, I don't know what to rhyme with mice, okay? It's fine. And now we are getting into dangerous areas. Detailing. I think just to help me visualize it better, I want to make sure it looks dark behind it. So I'm using some tinted glass for that. Or is black glass darker? What is darker actually? Ugh! Tinted glass has more of a frame, but that's actually not a problem in this case. One thing I do want to put behind the windows is lichen, because I saw that in a beat-ups video back in the days and I was like, love that for Gothic windows. It's so detailed, it's so slay. So now I want to add all of the intricate details in front of the window. So how are we gonna do that? I have no idea. Maybe using stairs in some kind of formation that I have no idea about. Oh no, I broke some glass. I think that actually doesn't look too bad. How about some fences to add some more flair? I think I'm gonna put like a little division in between here. And I mean, at the top, I could technically make like a connecting fence, because then it looks more like an intricate little detail. I know, it's really hard to see things. It is bugging me a lot. I mean, actually, let me try to actually really put some black glass behind it as well. I know it will probably be so crammed on the inside, but it's necessary for sure. Ugh. Fine, let's just add like some fanciness to the top here. I don't know how to do it, but oh man, how's this? We're getting somewhere. By the way, the reference I'm looking at is a build in Germany. I didn't realize at first, but then my boyfriend told me, yeah, that's actually Kölner Dom, and I was like, oh, I was there. I saw it in real life. I actually didn't take a picture of me with it, but that has to wait for the face reveal, so subscribe if you want a face reveal at 100k. Let's just work on the other sides. I just want to have them like only go in one direction like this, but actually a lot further down, because the side windows are supposed to be smaller. And I think that is pretty nice. And now we want to end these little pillars here because they're going into nowhere. So I think let's make them go a little bit slimmer up here. Does it look good? And then maybe something like that so it's pointy. Maybe I'll make this look more like a roof. That's pretty good. Now this does look a little bit flat. Yes, it is a little bit flat, I do agree. So in order to bring a bit more depth into the front piece, in the reference I see there is like also some pillars further behind here. So I will definitely go and add some pillars here. Kind of thinking of adding like a line of poplar. So like we have like a lighter frame. But otherwise I just want to keep it simple like that. So it's not too distracting. And then from this point on, I do want to make it a little bit more detailed, but still lighter. I do still want to keep that light block palette. So I think we've reached that point now where we can actually work on the long structure. I do want to switch up the design from what I have in the reference a bit more because I want to make some really big windows. So in between the windows, I do want to have some very thick pillars. I kind of want to have them look very like rocky. So I'm trying to switch up the texture a lot. Make it look a little bit like block wood because we love block wood. But I think that's actually pretty cool. But I do want to switch it up at the higher levels to make it look a little bit different. So up there I'll be going for this design once more. Oh my god, this is all so spiky. But yeah, now we can work on the window. I mean, one thing's for sure, we're going for big with this window. Ooh, I'm loving this. We could fit 3. I would say we fit 3, but let's design this one first. That's cool. Okay. I think I'm cooking. I'm just thinking in here we need something really cool. Just what? Maybe a circle. Circles are very simple in Minecraft, obviously. Wait. That's not bad. So let me just add some fences at the bottom here. Okay, actually, I don't like that. They're too skinny. Maybe I'll try out trapdoors instead. That is better, but there's still that issue that it doesn't connect up there. I wish you could put like multiple blocks at the same space. But no, you can't, and it sucks. Oh, wait, but that actually looks cool. Okay, I'm fine with it. But I'm okay, I'm cool with it. I still fall on my face sometimes, but I can't color inside the lines cause I'm perfectly incomplete. I'm still working on this masterpiece and it's definitely a masterpiece. I want to add one final finishing detail. Voila, moi. Perfection. Now I want to add a tower here, not just one tower, 2 towers, because the current dome has it, and I do like recreating the same shape for this build because I really like the shape of the current dome. So this is basically gonna be the shape for 1 tower. Now I've been so free to design the front of the build, and I copy pasted it to the sides, basically just the flat windows, because that is very simple. I mean, I've literally done that a couple times already on this build, but we still got to do the side ones, and for these things are going to become interesting because sideways building is definitely a challenge. So let us try and figure something out. So for here at the bottom I have these little stairs, so I think I'll just be like this. That could be, well, the middle one doesn't, but the middle one technically has this fence on it. And then we're at this point where we have these 2 arches, so we gotta figure out how to link them up. That could work, right? That's quite cute. Then at the top here we have a circle. How am I supposed to do a circle sideways? That's a very cramped circle. But if I do it like this, it's a very wide one. How about this? I do like that. Okay. And then it just ends up pointy. I think that's very simple. That should do the trick. Oh my god, I figured it out. Sideways. I just need to put a little roof on here, and I think then we got it. I'm struggling with this part up there though. I mean, it doesn't go pointy, that's my issue. Maybe more like this. I mean, I could technically go ahead and do this. Wait, it's actually good. We got it. And that is the finished look of the tower. Not completely finished actually, because as you can see, nothing has a roof. And that is our last choice of design that we gotta do together before I go ahead and copy paste the whole thing to the other side. Hopefully copy paste and not having to manually build it, because I'm in a snapshot and I can't use world edit or axiom. I'll get the hang of it. I don't bother you with that stuff. What I'm gonna bother you with though is what kind of color are we gonna make the roof? I have 2 options in mind. One of them is teal and one of them is black, because back in the days the roofs of these Gothic buildings were more like teal colored, but over time they turned black. And the thing is that I think with this building it would actually fit a lot better if it was black, because my reference was the Kölner Dom, and Kölner Dom is a very old building, and the picture is taking in the now present time where the building is old, and over time the building became more black. But I think having a teal roof could look really cool. I just don't know if it works. Like, let's just try it out. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Yeah, this is very colorful. Okay, actually, I now made a sketch, as you can see, of both colors, and I think I like the black more because it gives me more of a contrast. And I think without contrast, it won't look as good. So we're going with the black. And this is now what the roof looks like. It is black, or dark gray you might call it, because I use deep slate tile stairs, gray wool stairs, and deep slate brick stairs. And I think it makes a really nice gradient with the gray wool. It's like a little bit in between the gray wool. And at the top of the roof, I added a line of blocks, and then I added some iron bars and some candles on it to make this like spiky look. And I added some spikes at each corner, because of course I also added a very spiky roof up here, because that's what it kind of looks like in the reference, very spiky. I know I'm kind of doing what the reference is doing, but also kind of not. Funnily enough, now I want to do something. I'm also gonna copy from the reference. As you can see, I have 2 towers now, so I actually managed to figure out copy and pasting the whole thing, so it is exactly mirrored. Before I did that, I also added a fancy little window on this side. I think it is so cool. Did I just say fancy little window? It's a big window. Yeah, otherwise this is basically mirrored. There's just one more thing I do want to add, and that is to right the center here, right here. I want to add this little tower that you can see in the reference. I think that shall be the size. I think we can definitely go in with some more detail by doing what I always like doing, is add some stairs. Upside down and downside up. Now I'm just gonna divide it here. Is that good? I'm kind of lacking some of the poplar wood, honestly. It is way too dark. Now I want to create like an open part here where I want to put some pillars down. And now to make the pillars more interesting, I'm just covering them all up in walls and topping it up with the arches. Good. Now the roof of this, I would also make it black, because it just makes more sense, right? And as a final finishing touch, we add some spikes in a cute and spiky. So what we're gonna do before I show you guys the interior is add some custom trees. And what I was thinking of for the custom trees is spruce tree, but not just any type of spruce tree. So we'll be adding some branches first. Obviously, that's important. I like doing them with stairs and then trapdoors. And then the special thing I want to do is put some poplar leaves on them. Some red, creepy looking spruce trees. I think that is such a vibe. And that is what the finished red scary tree looks like. Ooh. And now, one last finishing thing I want to do besides putting some more trees around. It's not gonna be the only one, I will do more. But I had the idea of actually, because of this red vibe, I kind of like the red vibe. It's like, it's scary and yeah. I was thinking of putting some of the red nylium, of the crimson nylium around here. Like little red patches of grass. And then we have some of the red leaves as bushes. Everything's just gonna be red. And then we can use the red shrubs to decorate that, and also the crimson stuff. I think that goes really well with the new red stuff. I think this could look like a really scary place. And there we have it. The scary church. Now let us look at the interior. Hello, chicken. So we can enter through the main entrance, and then we have a red carpet. It's not red. I could have made it red, actually. Why is there... Oh yeah, that pig was in here for a long time. I don't know what's wrong with the pig. It's also like a little bit of a texture lightning glitch. It has looked like that since forever. I don't know what is wrong with the pig. That pig is wrong. No, nothing's wrong with the pig. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Anyway, we have some statues to worship our Bloop. That's the god of the church. It's Bloop. The people from my streams will know what I'm on about. So Bloop is the god here, and we're just worshipping Bloop. As you can see, we have some very fancy decorations because obviously this church is here to brag, and we worship Bloop. Not only there, we also worship Bloop up there. I know like in churches they always do like fancy paintings on the ceilings and stuff, so I thought I also do a fancy painting on the ceiling. It's a fancy painting, right? It's very fancy. And yeah, then we have our lovely little what do you call it, the thing where you read. That's based on the fact that I'm not native in English. That's why I don't know the words for things, but that's okay. Up here you can also hold your Predigt. Yeah, that's the German word for it. And then over here we have our organ. I know what that's called in English. I know, I'm proud of myself. So that's basically that, but there is still like some towers, so we can go into the tower here, and there we have our long spiral staircase. And if after we reach the second floor, which is here, that is, as you can see, pretty far up. Over here we can go to the door, and then the door leads us to the higher floor where you can watch the people praise our Lord and Savior Bloop. And yeah, maybe not jump over that. That would not end well. Anywho's, but that's how you can like watch from above. It's very high up, so I recommend not falling down. And not even feather falling can save you from that misery. But if we even go further up, we have some more heights. Yeah. For the people that are scared of heights, you'd love this church. It's so high up. There's a little Bloop that's spitting out water. And then over here, as you can see, there's some more doors. More door. We're in more door here. And yeah, that's a little balcony actually. Just a little balcony. Which the forest. The dappled forest. I'm dappled. So yeah, I think at sunset, this just looks pretty nice. I know I'm not really showing the sunset because I'm showing the back right now. But I mean, that's a sight to behold, right? But I also want to show you guys the look at daytime so you see what this looks like. And I'm really, really happy with this build. It turned out so fancy. Yeah, if you like it, you can get it on my Patreon for only €5 a month. And I'm just gonna say thank you so much to my patrons for supporting me. Enjoy the world download. It's big and grand. Definitely my biggest build up to date.